Imagine waking up to find that 2.5 trillions just vanished from the global markets overnight. That's exactly what has happened in the last 24 hours. US President Donald Trump's new wave of tariffs sent shockwaves through the global economy. From the Wall Street to the Shanghai, markets saw their worst crash since the pandemic, with major companies like Apple, Nike, and Target seeing their stock prices plummet by nearly 10%, 10%. And just when things couldn't get worse, China hit back. So let's rewind a little and see what happened on Wednesday. Trump announced a fresh set of tariffs on imports from around the world, with China getting hit the hardest. The new tariffs added another 34% to existing duties, meaning Chinese goods now face a brutal 54% tariffs when entering the US. But this isn't just about China. Trump has slapped tariffs on over 60 countries, including its European allies, Mexico, and Canada. And markets did not take this news well. Within hours, the S&P 500 collapsed by 4.8%, wiping out 2 trillion in market value. The Dow Jones fell 4% and the Nasdaq plummeted 6%, its worst single-day drop in years. Asia Pacific markets followed the US into a free fall, with Japan's Nikkei dropping 2.7%, Australia's ASX 200 dropping 1.6%, and the European markets trembling in response. Now China is reacting. If Trump thought China will stay silent, he was dead wrong. Beijing responded within 48 hours, hitting all US imports with a 34% retaliatory tariffs, a direct mirror of Trump's latest increase. But why 34%? Well, it wasn't just a random number. China's response was calculated. The 34% figure matches exactly with what Trump imposed. It's a message: if the US rises the stake, China will match blow to blow. And China didn't stop there. 11 major US companies, including tech giants and biotech firms, were placed on China's, and I quote, unreliable entities list, barring them from doing business in China. Rare earth metal exports to US were restricted, affecting industries from electric vehicles to military defense. US chicken, wheat, and soybean faced fresh bans, escalating the trade war beyond just tariffs. This tariff thing is now turning into a global trade war. European leaders condemned Trump tariffs, with French President Emmanuel Macron calling for European companies to halt investments in the US. The EU is already preparing its own retaliatory measures, while Canada announced a 25% tariffs on all US vehicles. Meanwhile, the World Trade Organization (WTO) warned that the global trade volume could shrink by 1% this year, increasing the risk of a global recession. Investors are now worried that Trump's aggressive trade policies could trigger another 2008-style financial meltdown. And at the White House, Trump remained defiant. He said, and I quote, "The markets are going to be booming. The stock prices are going to boom. The country is going to boom." But with global stocks in free fall and tensions escalating, the real question is, has Trump overplayed his hand? Think about it.